Hi there, I'm Dylan. I'm a Mississippi-born U.S. Army veteran, and at the age of 29, I was diagnosed with a rare early-onset dementia. So, I left my job, and I'm traveling around the country meeting people and creating memories while I can. So hit subscribe and join me on my journey. What's going on? It is, I don't know, it doesn't matter what day it is. I just finished up sailing. I went on a sunset sail with Dog Smile Adventures. I just had a great time. It was so cool just to kind of hear about this organization, like his plan, like what he wants to do is he basically just wants to kind of take people to go out sailing just to like disconnect and like just kind of like feel the tranquility of it, and kind of like oh man, it was incredible. I just got in the car from the boat. Yeah, it was just such a good experience. It was just incredible. So we were in Lake Oreille in North Idaho, just a few minutes north of Coeur d'Alene, where I've been hanging out the past few days. Yeah, but it was just I didn't really know what to expect. I kind of knew that I was gonna be kind of on a boat, but it was really cool. Like, it was kind of John is the guy who runs Dog Smile, and so he was really helpful and just kind of like explaining kind of like how things worked, and super introductionary for me. I had never sailed before, but it was just fascinating just to kind of like hear him talk about like some of the other things that he's trying to like do with like different programming, and super just exciting stuff. But one thing like that he's kind of like agreed with, and kind of in his observation, was that like people, like veterans especially, like a lot of times are just reserved to like participate in like veteran programming because it's kind of like being singled out, kind of like not wanting to be like part of that group, like the broken veterans group. So yeah, it was really interesting just to kind of hear his take on that, because he says that like of the veterans that he's taken out on his trips, like they all just love it, and I can see why, because it's just like you're kind of just like one, like because it's so quiet, like you kind of feel the water, you kind of like, oh, it's so cool. Like if you've been sailing before, you probably know all this, but like it's really just fascinating. You're kind of like, I got to steer the boat for a little while, and as you're doing that, you're kind of like looking back, and as there's like as the waves are like, or as the wind's coming across the water, you can kind of see like this dark spot. You're like, oh, so there's like a little dark spot coming. So that's like a little wind pocket that's gonna like give us a boost. So yeah, it was just like super cool just to kind of like try to like line it up. You're kind of like looking up at the sail, and you're like trying to like figure it out. Oh, it was just incredible. And I'll be honest, I had thought that I would probably record more kind of while sailing, but it was we just kind of got just so lost in like conversation. It's kind of, for me, it's a lot like campfire talk, and like how at campfire talk, I don't necessarily think that it takes the campfire to create the campfire talk, but it's like the just that setting creates campfire talk, and so like sailing talk, I think that it's all kind of like the same kind of nature of conversation that kind of comes out. It's a little bit easier to create a campfire just about anywhere. You can't just go sailing just whenever you want, unless you're John. Terry is now running the Outdoor Pursuits program, and I reached out to him, and he kind of set it up with Dog Smile to go and go sailing today. And so I'm just, it was very kind of quick, kind of last minute, kind of thrown together, and it was just perfect. It was just three of us out there on a pretty big sailboat, feeling so small, just kind of with the mountains around us, and it was really, really cool. I'm hoping to, I've got his contact info. I'm hoping that we'll have him come and talk more about his program too on one of our lives coming up. So, all right, I'm gonna sign off. We start heading to my campsite for the night.